The topic of black masculinity, or the lack thereof, is an important one. And many people weigh in on the subject, both black men and women. But black women in particular, they weigh in on this quite often. And I think black women tend to be the victims of what they like. They like it, and then they can also complain about it. I think black people are like that in general. For example, a characteristics of having a good personality, being charismatic, being hyper masculine, a lot of times is combined with a lack of work ethic, a lack of productivity. And this is what confuses a lot of sisters, both young and old. That how can I be attracted to both of these things at the same time? But here's one thing. When black women deal with other races of men, these roles can be expanded, okay? Now, what am I talking about? This particular guy, if we call him Brad or Chad, Zaddy, he will not be judged on such a small level of characteristics. Chad can be a surfer. He can be an accountant. He can be all of these things that Ray Ray cannot be and get a sister's attention. Because, see, black men are judged in a box. There was a movie about a guy who lived in a bubble because he didn't have enough T lymphocytes, and if you would cough on him, he would die. So he lived in this bubble. And black men live in the same bubble every day. And in order to be somebody that the black community can like or that black women will find attractive, operating in the bubble is a must. Now, sisters don't have to operate in the bubble, although they typically choose to do so. Whatever they can do is typically okay. But black men have to operate in the bubble. Let me explain what I mean. The stereotype of being hypermasculine, ready to fight, not really leading with logic a lot of times, being super funny, super loud, aggressive. These are characteristics that black men somehow have to live up to. Even the way that, even if you're not that, you must pretend to be. You have to dress like it. You cannot be wearing Skechers. In my day, there was saggy pants. Now the pants are a lot more tighter. But a lot of the things are the same, okay? You must listen to a certain type of music, okay? You typically must like the same things that a lot of brothers like, which is why if you go to Virginia, that's the same kind of brother you will find in Dallas. You can go to Omaha, that's the same kind of brother you will find in Chicago. Typically, black men tend to be the same everywhere. But look at what happens when sisters date out. Zaddy doesn't have to operate in the box. He can be a liberal. He can be a Trump supporter. In some cases, an outright white supremacist. And sisters, not all of them, but I'm just saying those that will date them, they can accept these different variabilities. It's because black women will allow other people to operate in more flexibility, and I'm talking about outside of a box. The white guy can operate outside of the box the black man can't. But the black man can't operate outside of that box because then he would be unattractive. You get that? See, the white guy can talk like a white guy and use his diction and use his words and speak properly. The black man who does that will be considered lame in a box. Now, let's talk about the brothers who say, well, I'm a brother that went to college. I'm a brother that is, very intelligent, or I work hard. I have had some success in life, and I don't have any problems in the black community. I don't have any problems getting black women. Now, this is a tough one to describe, right? Because all black people are not the same. But let me talk about the brothers that are like that. Academics, lawyers, doctors, brothers who own businesses, while they may not be Pookie or be Ray Ray, they operate with a level of Negro juice, which I will do a video on that. Which means that they have characteristics of a Pookie and a Ray Ray. Like myself. I'm not going to lie to you. I have elements of the ghetto. I operate that in my personality. I can speak the King's English, and when I set myself down to write, I can do that very well. And I'm talking about explaining myself. I can speak with larger words and things like that could impress. However, at the same time, you call it code switching, I can operate in that small box that can remind you elements of, oh yes, I know that he's smart, but that right there is a nigga. Which would allow me all the opportunities to stay within black community circles. What am I saying saying right now? If you do not operate within a box that black people can identify with, you will not make it in black community circles. Which keeps black men in the box. Now, here are some things that will disturb me. And I mean, it's like the run and shoot offense. Live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? You live by the past, you die by it. The black community will become better when people allow black men, and even to a certain degree black women, to operate with more flexibility. And as far as gender norms are expected. Because if you limit expectations of brothers to be operating in a stereotypical box, you will not get much development. You see, let me talk about great countries and countries that fail. The United States of America is a great country, and we can die by it also. But for the most part, the development of the United States is due to the fact that it was open to development by others. Open to the development of other cultures. I know the black situation would be a little bit more controversial with slavery and all of that. But obviously, black culture has played a huge role in the United States. The Asians, the Polish, the Irish, everybody has developed the United States and contributed to that culture, which then made the country what it is. The positive parts of it, at least. In the black community, it is not like that. For blacks that are different in thought, we have not allowed those blacks to contribute their elements that would make the black community more diverse in thought and action. What has happened, because they don't fit in the box, they leave. Which means they go and develop for the greater society, and then you want to complain and get mad. Which is the hypocrisy of Black America. Black men who are leaders should be considered leaders. We need the diversity of thought. We need the diversity of people to be appreciated, good or bad, so that people can operate outside of a stereotypical box in Black America, specifically Black men. If not, you will not see change. Everybody's not going to think the same. Everybody's not going to have the same politics or the same religion. And when you give people the one-way ticket out, what do you expect? You get what you have here. So, that's my video for today. I will do the follow-up on the Negro juice. Guys, thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to me here. Like the bell. Patreon.com/Negro Manosphere. I have a new video up. Shout out to Solo TV 84. Click it in the description. It's $5 a month to subscribe. If you're already on Patreon, make sure you go and watch it. As you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.